Hello again and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to take a look at another Dark Sources Jianghu figure from Joy Toy. In this one we've got the Northern Hanland Empire Heavy Cavalry figure.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And let's quickly take a look at the packaging. It is the standard Dark Sources Jianghu packaging. We recently opened up the cavalrymen, the Northern Cavalrymen. Now we have the Heavy Cavalrymen. Same box. There is a picture of the figure here superimposed on what looks like to be a medieval Chinese castle here in the back. I'm imagining this does say something like Dark Sources Jianghu or Heavy Cavalry. I'm not quite sure. There's our scale there. It is collector friendly packaging. On the back here we can see everything that the figure comes with. It does again look very similar to the last figure that we looked at, but just a tad different. It looks like the spear's a little different. It looks like it comes apart. Definitely some armor upgrades or highlights. Does come with the stand, a couple pairs of hands. So it looks good. I'm excited to get this open. Love the Jianghu line. That's the packaging. Let's do this. All right, here is the Heavy Cavalry figure out of packaging. And let's quickly go over the accessories because they are, except for one here, they are all reuse of the last Northern Cavalryman figure, which I'll bring in right here because we're going to do some comparisons with him. He does have a fist. He comes with a pair of fists. He comes with a pair of open hands. And then he also comes with what I would call trigger finger hand, and a holding hand, which are the opposite left and right of the figure, of the hands that the figure comes with. So you can see this one is here. That set has it on this side has this one on that side. So it's just the opposite, which is nice. So whatever hand you want to carry the weapon in, you can just switch it. The sword and the short sword are exactly the same as this guy. Very well done. Metal painted to look like steel, or I should say plastic painted to look like steel. We've got the leather wrapping around the hilt, again with the hoop or the ring. I'm not sure if that's for ornamentation, decoration, or if that's actually to, put something on to sling it. But those are exactly the same. So is the scabbard that goes onto the belt here on the back. This belt is actually the same too. We'll talk about that in a minute. It just fits right in there. Here's the new weapon. We've got this spear or javelin that does come apart into two pieces. So you literally just plug and play. There you go. It's really well done. It is very tall. Let's see, I've got a little measuring here. It is just about 6 inches tall, a little teeny bit over. Very nice. It's got a hook on the end there. It does have a point at the pommel. Plastic, it is pretty stiff. This will snap. It's nice that it comes apart. So you could use this maybe as a bow staff if you wanted, or you can use this as a stabbing, like a sword. So very cool. Another great thing about this figure, just like him, he can carry all of his weapons on his person. So let's put all his gear on. goes right through there. And he's got this, instead of the bow and arrow for the quiver, he has this, I don't know if it's still called a scabbard, but you can see there, you can slot in the spear. So he's got all his gear on him. It's looking pretty good. And I should mention too, he does have a stand. He did come with the standard black stand, but I found that these figures don't necessarily need it. They do all stand pretty well on their own. It's just easier to put them on a stand for this review. I do like this stand. It's a very nice, clear, or not clear, but glossy black stand. Can use it for any 118 figure as long as they've got a peg hole that it fits. All right, let's take the gear off. Let's talk about the figure, the differences here. And the most noticeable one, obviously, is the helmeted head. This figure came with an unhelmeted head and a helmeted head. He is here with his helmeted head on. This one, just this head. It only comes with this one. You can see, I think there, look at all that sculpting. I believe it's a lion. And same sort of lion heads coming here over the shoulders, the pauldrons. The belt, although the same, does have a different sort of chainmail armor hanging from it. I think you could see that there. His is long, his is short. But the belt itself is the same with these little packs and what looks like something for water. That is the same for the sword. The shoulder armor obviously is different. This guy's shoulder armor, this piece here, will not come off. But his gauntlets and his shin guards do. This one, the shoulder armor does come off. It is a separate piece. You can see that there. And it is attached here, pegged in, so you can remove those if you like. You can also remove these gauntlets if you like. And you can remove the shin guard if you like. Again, all of his highlights are in a bright gold. This guy's just a pretty solid silver with just a very slight touch of a light gold. I think you can see here. But nothing as bright as this one. This guy's definitely more ornamented than this guy. Very nice though. All these pieces are really well sculpted. They don't hinder his movement at all. This is very soft. His articulation is exactly the same. He's got a ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders. As you can see, even with these, because they are pretty soft, you can still almost get a pretty good T-pose. He's got a ball hinged elbow, ball hinged wrists. He's got the ball joint at the diaphragm, and he also has the ball joint at the waist, so he can get back pretty good. Not so much forward. Ball hinged hips. Again, these are nice and soft, plasticky rubber, and they with the slits in them, they do not hinder his splits at all. He has a bicep swivel, double hinge knee, all the way back, and then he does have a rocker pivot ankle. So he is just a bit more, he's a bit more armor, a bit more ornamented. There we go again. Ornamented than this guy. But overall, same buck underneath there, but you can even break this guy down a little bit more because these pieces come off, or on here, they do not. You don't get the unmasked head though, but you do get this helmeted head, which, may be far superior than even this one. Take a look at them close up together. You can just see him peering out. Where here his head is, his face is completely covered. bring this over here, see if you can really, there we go. You can really see, look at how straight. Those eyes are straight too. Looks crazy. Guy's ready to fight. Really, really good figure. This is a great reuse of a figure. You know, they brought it up a little bit. You're not getting the exact same thing figure wise. Weapon wise, really the only thing different is the spear. It's a nice spear though, very nice. And it's great that it comes apart, so it's really like two weapons. But the armor here, armor is just so much more fancy. And I only got one of these guys, so he's going to be like the commander, the leader of this group. I got two of those guys, one of these guys, and might, you know, if they go on sale, which a lot of times last December the Jianghu stuff went on a really clearance on AliExpress. They were down to $17, $20, $21, $24 a figure, which is a great price for a Jianghu figure. So I might pick up some more if I can find a deal. But for now, I'm good with one commander, one leader, and 2 foot soldiers. I have 2 of the Jianghu horses and several boss fight horses, so I still think I'm probably pretty good on the horses too. But this is a great figure. Great figure. Jianghu stuff's so good, guys. It's so good. I'm so surprised that you know, when I look on YouTube, I just don't see anybody ever really mentioning this line or talking about these figures. I mean, maybe it's just not, you know, anybody's, you know, it's just not popular. But it's not because it's not good. It is really good. I just think it's not well known, and maybe it's the, you know, the genre. But these are just fantasy, you know, figures to me. They're just, you know, they're just fantasy figures. They go well. In the last video I mentioned in the comments, these go really well with Boss Fight Studio, the Vitruvian Hacks, their fantasy stuff. You know, their Knights of Accord and all that kind of stuff. These are really good, you know, match up really well with them. All right, let's do some quick size comparisons. He is exactly the same as that guy. He is a standard 1/18 figure, but let's just do a couple size comparisons really quick and we'll wrap this up. All right, here is the Necromancer from Grindhouse Toys that I did a video on not too long ago. And here is Ratco from Toys Alliance Acid Rain World. And you can see that they are all right about the same size. I think the top of the heavy cavalryman's helmet makes him a bit taller than Ratco, but he is just right in line at a true 4-inch 1/18 scale. All right, got 2, we're on the kind of extreme end here. I've got one of the bigger of the Star Wars Vintage Collection Hasbro figures, of Dark Troopers here. He's much bigger than your normal 3.75-inch Star Wars figure, but you can see he's still a bit shorter than the heavy cavalry soldier here. And on this side, I've been meaning to talk about these guys. This is from Strike Force Alpha. This is the Canstruck O-Ring figure. And he is a 3.75-inch figure. And I feel like he's even a bit small for a 3.75-inch figure, but maybe not in this, now that I have him lined up here, maybe he's just about right for 3.75. But we've got a bit of 2 extremes. We've got an O-Ring, a modern O-Ring figure, and a large vintage collection figure, and you can see he is taller than both of them. Okay, so in conclusion, this is another great figure from the Jianghu Dark Sources line from Joy Toy. I would say even over the Northern Cavalryman, I would prefer this one because the little bit more better armor, and I think this spear and javelin is a bit more useful than the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow, it looks great on his back, but you know, I can't really see using it. You'd have to use the hand that had the arrow. I think this is just much more of a useful weapon than the bow and arrow and the quiver. Also that it comes apart, and that his armor is a bit of an upgrade. It's shinier, it's brighter. It's got, I think, the mask, even though this other mask is great, I think this one's a little bit better. So if you're only going to get one of them, I think this would be the one. If you're still on the fence, I would say maybe because of price, or you know you've never had one, you just want to kind of try one out. I would wait till around December. It's not that far away from the time I'm making this video. Like I said, the last 2 years that I've been, pretty heavily collecting Joy Toy on AliExpress. Several of a couple years ago was the Battle for the Stars. Last year, it was the Jianghu stuff. They all seem to get clearanced and get reduced in price, greatly. So that might be your chance to dip in if you're interested at all. But if you're just going to get one of these two, I think I'd go with this one. And if you're on the fence still, I'd say try to get this one, but wait maybe till December, or December, January, around the new year. All right. So I can recommend them. That's the video, guys. I would definitely check this out if you like them. I'm hoping maybe I'll be able to get another one or two around that same time. I'll let you know in one of my haul videos, I'm sure. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.